Hello everybody. So this is my first FPL video this season and I'm doing it quite late, literally one day before the deadline. But you know, better late than never. So I just wanted to basically discuss my final thoughts, how I came to the team that I'll show you in a second. Well, actually you can see it right now on the screen. But more than that, I'm going to go through what the team looks like game week by game week, what the chip strategy is going to look like. I'm going to cover the first 4 to 5 game weeks because that's what everybody keeps talking about, and obviously because you have to plan ahead at least to game week 4, 5, maybe 6 and 7, 6, 7. It all depends on your strategy. So that's going to be the main points that I'll cover. So guys, before I get to my team specifically and why I picked the players that I picked and what's going on, what my strategy is exactly, because I'm going to go through week by week what my team looks like and stuff. By the way, this is fpl.team. Shout out to the creators. I love this website. Lets you plan your team and you can see what it looks like, you know. Spoiler alert. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to get to this. I'm going to discuss, tell you my predictions in terms of what team I think will do amazingly, which players are going to, you know, get a lot of points and why you should pick them and all that stuff. But first we have to discuss the elephant, or not so much of an elephant in the room, because everybody's discussing chip strategy. Quickly, as you guys know, since last year they kind of added, they added a bench boost, free hit, and triple captain that you have to play within the first 19 game weeks, and of course you get another batch that you have to play till the end of the season. And we know there aren't any double or blank game weeks during the first 19 game weeks, so the bench boost, which eats up a lot of your money, is best used during the first couple of game weeks. And a lot of people are kind of aiming for the second game week because they can just buy Coventry players for super cheap, and they have Hull at home, which is basically their best game in this entire season. I'm opting for game week 1, but that's just me. And then obviously with that you have to think about free hit and wildcard as well. And this year, as you guys know or may not know, the transfer window closes after game week 2 is done, so technically you'll have all the transfer information at your disposal if you wish to wildcard 3. I'm opting for wildcard 4 or maybe 6 or 7, but that's down the line. My triple captain, I think I would love to play it when City play Hull at home, but who knows what happens. It's nice to have it in my back pocket. I'm not too rushed to play it, but that's just the chip strategy. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, because all the content creators, and you don't even have to watch content creators. I'm pretty sure if you just sit down and think about it logically, you know what to do there. Yeah, so tune in for the interesting stuff after this. So now I want to talk about the teams that I think will do well. I'm not going to predict 1 to 20 and tell you about each and every team. I'm just going to talk about the teams that I think will excel this season or do way better than they did before. Starting with the obvious, I think when you don't have Europe, you're bound to play or do much better. If you take Manchester United, for example, last season, no Europe, no nothing. Yeah, Amarim botched it a little at the beginning of the season. I don't know what the guy was doing, but when Carrick tried to pick up the pieces, he didn't have FA Cup because I support United. We got knocked out, I think, in the 3rd round. EFL Cup, we got knocked out in the first round we got to, which is I think also the 3rd round or something. And then yeah, no Europe, so the players were almost always fit to a certain extent, and they played with less fatigue, less physical pressure, if you will, and they exceeded all expectations. Not many people expected Manchester United to finish top 4, let alone top 3. And if you take it from the point where Carrick took over forward, he would have won the league technically or whatever, if we started counting from when he took over. So I think the Europe factor, or the lack of too many games factor, is a thing. It was overdone again in Manchester United's case last year because they got knocked out early, even in the cups. But it can't be overstated, and Chelsea fall into this category this year. And yeah, this table right here shows expected goals against, expected points. And one thing I like to look at is not the ones where they slightly underperformed or slightly overperformed. I like to look at the potential where somebody drastically underperformed, which is also Chelsea in this case. Sorry. So they were expected to score 72 goals. If you just sum up their XG throughout the games, they ended up scoring only 58. And even then, at many points throughout the season, we had João Pedro, we had Palmer. Now imagine they don't have Europe now this season. They have a hell of a brilliant manager in Xabi Alonso, and I think Madrid did a huge mistake when they I don't think they sacked him. He decided to resign. It was like a mutual thing. But then they re-signed Mourinho, which I think might go well for them, despite the fact that Mourinho's been not doing that well recently. Anyways, I digress. So Chelsea have a fantastic manager, no Europe, the same squad but better with like Lacroix, Palestra, Rodgers, and they underperformed last year. So even if they just match last year's performance, the key players at least will get the points, and that's what matters. Of course, we don't care, unless you're a Chelsea fan, we don't care about, oh, Chelsea finishing second, third, or whatever. We want the players we pick to score the most points, and there's an insane amount of potential, in my opinion. Another team is Spurs. New manager. Well, they didn't overperform or underperform or anything. Apparently this says they should have been relegated, but whatever. I think they did very well in this transfer window by getting Tonali, Fernandez, and who's the other one? There's a third player. I should have looked at this before, but whatever. I think Spurs will do very, very well this season under the new manager. Sorry again, I got this little virus infection a few days ago. Brentford I think will do very well. No Europe. Leeds also underperformed, and by the end of the season, I'm not sure if you guys recall, by the end of the season they were scoring for fun. Like, it was insane how much they were scoring. So if they keep that momentum, and I don't see a reason why they wouldn't, I think they could they could do well this season. It's not like we're buying 3 players from Leeds. We're gonna get Calvert-Lewin for the easy games mainly, or even the medium difficulty games. And there's this Moharimovic who has insane DEFCON percentages. But yeah, Leeds are on my list. Crystal Palace not so much, because they offloaded a lot of players, although they did insanely underperform as well. Nottingham Forest, I like them. I like Glasner, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be buying any of their players except Nico Williams. He's not in my team, but I think he's a good choice. He's a super attacking fullback. But yeah, I think it's Brentford, Chelsea. What else did I have on my notes? Spurs, Leeds, and obviously Arsenal. Arsenal are absolutely insane. We saw what they did the Community Shield. I mean, look at this. This is just nuts. Nuts. And we saw them defensively against City. That's the thing. Probably could have conceded if one of those shots crept in, like Semenyo's shot towards the end, went through the legs of one of the defenders. I don't even know how Raya saw it and dived to save it. But yeah, I'm Chelsea. Listen, if you want to take something out of all of this, Chelsea, you have to have at least 2 players to start, but game week 4 onwards, I think we should have 3 players. And now, just to keep things short, I'll go through my team, which you can already see. but mainly go through the different game weeks and what I would like to do, and I'll discuss the different options that I'm thinking about, some options that I wish I had but I can't fit them in. And yeah, this is the part where you can even put me as a background sound while you know, play around with your team, and that's what I do usually anyways. But yeah, anyway, so there's FPL bench warmers. He's not a big content creator, but I really like his style. He's very, like, I don't know, I like him. I like how the way he speaks. I like the way he presents the data and the way he talks about FPL, so check him out if you want. But he did say he quoted somebody, and I liked the quote so much I wrote it down. So he was mentioning about how you should have fun with the game, but at the same time, like, when you go with a certain player, and then let's say like you were split between two players, one that you like and one that you think you must have because of effective ownership, all that stuff. If you go with a player you like, you're gonna regret it. But also, if you go with a player that you just because of effective ownership, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it either way. So might as well pick the player that your gut tells you about, and especially pick the player that you love watching and have fun. And I'm not saying do this with all your, like, the entire squad, especially if you're in your mini league and it's super competitive, or you guys have some money on the thing. But like, have fun with some of the picks. Like, don't go crazy like, oh, I have to have the top 10 most owned players. I'm not even sure if that's possible. I haven't checked the ownerships, but yeah, basically just have fun. And that's what I've tried to do this season. The season before last, I got top 10k. I had fun at the same time. I was picking the players I liked. Last season, when I started this content creation stuff, I did stop by Gameweek 7 just because life got in the way, a lot of personal things. But I did finish top 900k whatever, but I was literally obsessed with the data, obsessed with figuring things out, and like looking at effective ownership and all that stuff, and that ultimately brought me down. And I'm like, okay, enough of that crap. Yes, I'll think analytically, yes, I'll think logically, and I will trust my gut more this season than I did last season. But yeah, without further ado, or whatever they say, let's get to the team. So you've probably been staring at it for the past god knows how long. Verbruggen, Maguire, Calafiori, White, Soboslai, Fernandez, Semenyo, Mbuemo, Calvert-Lewin, Pedro, Isak, Kinski, Palestra, Ballard, Lefebvre. So as I said, bench boost first game week. I want to get rid of the chip, and I think these guys have a good game. I'm very, very high on Palestra. I watched just like one of their preseason games, and then like highlights of the other. Oh my god, this guy was playing beyond João Pedro at some point. I swear to god, every single cross, every single build-up ended up with a cross, and that cross ended up going to like the far post. And if like Pedro doesn't get it, Palestra's literally right there. Like, it's insane how far forward he was. Apologies again. So that's why I'm super high on Palestra. Ballard is a DEFCON machine to a certain extent. Not sure if this is going to happen against the weak teams, but I don't know. I imagine a bullet header from a Lefebvre cross, or like set piece, or I don't know. I'm high on Ballard as well for the first couple of weeks. I should mention, by the way, since I just we talked about the chip strategy, I am going to free hit Game Week 3 because I have a lot of Arsenal players, I have a lot of Chelsea players. I don't want them to play against each other, obviously, and possibly wildcard Game Week 4. If I reset this game week and show you my team without wildcarding, it's pretty good as well, so I don't need to do this, but I'm just penciling it in now because that's the worst case scenario, that I might use it by Game Week 4, but I don't need to. Yeah, so this is the team for Game Week 1. Let me just quickly discuss any crazy picks. So White and Calafiori, they're the fullbacks for Arsenal. Again, I'm only going to use them Game Week 1, probably not even Game Week 2. Do I even use them? No. So they're on the bench Game Week 2 away to Villa. Again, this year I'm trusting my gut, and my gut tells me Villa score the second game. So yeah, I'll bench both of them. Now you can see Semenyo here. That probably won't happen. But because I have such a good team with no, like, I haven't even used a transfer here. That might be the case, which is fine. I'm happy with this struggle. Soboslai. So if I go, I should have done this before, but whatever. So let's do raw to wire. Premier League set pieces. Should have had this prepped. So this is their predictions for the set pieces. Many of them are obvious, but yeah. So Brighton, they think Pascal Gross is on penalties, free kicks, and corners. I might still add him instead of maybe Lefebvre or something. I'm still torn between the two. But what I want to show you is I love the fact when a player is on everything, basically. Like, sorry again, like Soboslai, who might not have the penalties because Isak might take them. But remember, Isak probably won't finish any of the games. He might play till the 80th minute, 85th, 75th, who knows. And after that point, who has penalties? Soboslai. And when do teams get reckless? It's towards the end of the game, you know? So there's a higher chance of getting a penalty later on. So I love Soboslai, free kicks, corners, all that stuff, shooting from far, nailed. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I went for him. Fernandes, same thing. He's on everything. God, I'm really sorry. I just caught this thing like literally 2 days ago, and it's just the worst time. The rest of the team is amazing. I'm happy with it. Oops, that's not tab. Yeah, but yeah, so this is game week 2. Looks good, right? Like, you can't fault me with anything here. Let's discuss the elephant in the room though, which is Haaland. So Haaland only played 53 minutes against Arsenal. That's a decent amount of minutes, but that tells me he doesn't play 90 against Bournemouth. I think he plays 70. He might play 90. It's all about game state. If they're losing, I doubt he subs him out, but let's say they're winning 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, whatever. I think he takes him out. Crystal Palace away. I know Crystal Palace, I said they're like weaker this year and stuff, which I think they are, but still at home. Like, all I'm asking for is Haaland not to score more than 2 goals in these 2 games. So even if he scores a goal a game, which is world-class level striking, let's be clear, I'll be super fine, because then I got the money plus Isak. So I got Isak in like, Haaland's supposed to be here in Isak's place. So I got Isak. So if Isak matches him, I'm already good. And on top of that, I got 6.5 million that I spread around the whole team. Like, look at this team. It's insane. Yeah, it's mostly on the bench here. Again, Semenyo might not be here on the bench. He might be playing. I might play him again instead of Lefebvre, maybe. Let's see what happens. Maybe somebody gets injured or something. But yeah, no, I'm happy going without Haaland, honestly. I'm not sure how much more I need to discuss this. But I at 15.5, it's just like, it's just way too much, honestly. I know there's a lot of you watch, maybe nobody's gonna be watching this. Whoever is watching this, the likelihood that you will have Haaland, it's not a bad play. Haaland might go crazy, of course, but again, this year I'm following my gut plus logic. Logic is speaking, it's not the easiest games in the world, Bournemouth and Crystal Palace. It's not like Holland Ipswich like Fernandes has. Of course, if Man City had these 2 fixtures right here, Holland Ipswich, nobody in the right mind would go without Haaland. But Bournemouth, they're a pretty good team. So are Crystal Palace. And again, Haaland, I don't think he'll play the entire 90 minutes. So for these 2 weeks, I think I'm good. Because game week 3, I intend to free hit. And this is just a rough draft. It might change, of course, depending on what happens in real life. And I do have Haaland at home to Coventry. That's what matters, right? And game week 4, that's where I'll wild card. This is obviously just a template. We don't know what will happen tomorrow or starting tomorrow, which is the deadline day. But yeah, roughly that'll be it. I'll have one bench fodder, or like non-existent player. I don't think he touches the field, the pitch. Thomas 4 million, just save money. I even have 500,000 here. Wait, how did that happen? Well, I mean, I'm not complaining. Sangare, everybody's high on Sangare. It's like a guaranteed DEFCON machine. Plus Brentford are looking very good. Dubravka, I don't need him, and I got Kinski. So if something happens to Kinski, Dubravka jumps in. Vicario, did he get transferred already? Or I'll double check after the stream. It's not really an important point. But yeah, I've rambled on quite a bit. I'm just wondering if I'm forgetting about something. Oh yeah, a player. So I mentioned I was going to discuss players I really wanted. Well, obviously Haaland, obviously Gabriel, whom I will be getting in Gameweek 4. You see him here. But I just went without him because I thought spreading the money around a little bit more, just for the sake of the bench boost, is fine. And I mean, they get clean sheets just the same, these guys. And I literally just need them to play the first game week because, again, my gut tells me they concede against Aston Villa second game week, so I'll just put them on the bench. But yeah, Palmer is one of the players I really want, and I'll probably be spending the rest of this night and tomorrow thinking how I can squeeze him in and who would that be for. Because Semenyo, the thing about Semenyo is he's almost guaranteed to play many of the games, and I want some City asset, you know what I mean? And especially with the injury of Doku and Savinho leaving, like, it's insane. Like, the guy's gonna be playing up front. He's super attacking. He has been assisting more than scoring in the preseason, but he sometimes is really selfish, which is very good FPL wise. Like last year when I had Haaland and didn't have Semenyo, I was cursing him left, right, and center because the guy just kept cutting inside and shooting when he could have been passing it to Haaland in many different situations. So I don't have to worry about that because if he does it, that's great for me. So let's hope he does. But yeah, Palmer is the player I want, and Rodgers. Obviously, I can't have 4 Chelsea players, but Rodgers is on my mind 24/7. Again, I'm so high on Chelsea this year. Again, because of the new manager, Xabi Alonso, because there's no Europe, because they've improved in every single department, because they underperformed last year. I'm in love with this Chelsea team. I'm a United fan, but I think Chelsea finished top 3 easy. And I guess we'll find out. And Palestra, again, the guy just lived in that box, so there's no way I'm taking him out for this first game week. Who else am I forgetting? Thiago. Yeah, so it's also, there's an Isak versus Thiago. It's a huge headache because technically if I drop Isak to Thiago, I can bring Semenyo up to Palmer, and then I'm also very happy. Thiago's nailed. 100% he gets 90 minutes, 100% he gets penalties. I just remember Isak from 2 years ago. Liverpool is the better team, technically speaking. They didn't show that last year necessarily, but they are a very good team. They will be attacking more. The question is, will Isak be the one getting the end product? My gut tells me he does. Listen, both Isak and Thiago are brilliant players. Both probably have penalties. Isak probably plays up to till the 80th minute, but I think Liverpool is better. So I think I'll just trust my gut on this one. There's not much in it. Yeah. Are there any other players I want? Yeah, O'Reilly. But the thing is, I Nouri didn't even get a single minute. And I'm not saying O'Reilly can't play as a center defensive midfielder. I think there was a quote today about, I think he says, yeah, like the coach knows that he could play in every single position and he's very versatile and all that stuff. Yeah, the guy gets into the box. Like, even in the World Cup, I saw him, like I didn't expect that Tuchel to give him that freedom, and he did as well, though. So they must trust him in the box, not only during set pieces, but also during open play. I think it's too early, though. I think I'm happy with these 5 defenders. They have excellent games. They're dangerous on set pieces. Palestra again lives in the box. These are Arsenal players, Arsenal defenders, so I don't need to say any more than that. Maguire, I can foresee a header, even though he already scored one, which kind of ruined it for me, because like he's already used up the luck. Like how likely is it that he scores 2 in a row? Because I think he scored in the last preseason game, but that's just silly. So yeah, I can foresee a bullet header from Maguire. And yeah, are there any players that I didn't talk about? Let me see. Saka I like, but I don't think he's the Saka of old, and there are cheaper, better players. I mean, there's a lot of players I can discuss right now, but I wanted to make this video or recording not so long. I think I'm creeping up on the 30-minute, maybe 40 minutes. I haven't checked how long I've been recording for. But that's ultimately it, guys. So if you've enjoyed this, like the video, subscribe if you like. But hopefully it gave you stuff to think about. Maybe you draw from it and you decide to follow a similar plan, or maybe I showed you what you shouldn't do. Maybe this is the worst plan ever. Who knows? It's up to you to judge. But that's more or less going to be my team for tomorrow. I might tweak it. Let's see what happens. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next week. Take care. Bye bye.